I started I co-founded a group with some of my best friends from high school, a queer Jewish group called Lipschtick, which is like a Borscht Belt-inspired burlesque troupe. And we did a lot of performances around town. We did some videos.
Who was your audience, and what sort of themes did you cover there as well?
Our audience was, I don't know, it was queer. It was sometimes Jewish. It's interesting. We did like a competition at one point, a theater competition with a very, it was supposed to be a traveling rabbi of 3 generations group. So we all cross-dressed, quote unquote. I don't like that term, it's outdated, but whatever, for the purposes of being accessible to some people. Whatever, I'm talking myself into a hole. Okay, so we dressed as these rabbis. So there's like, I was the eldest rabbi, and my son was sort of he was sort of a more like circus-like rabbi, like very Americanized, and I was more like Yiddish, singing niggins and that kind of a thing. And then there was the younger one who was the gay boy. And so we had this dynamic of like intergenerational conflict between these 3 men and what it means to be a Jewish man, and musical stuff. And on the first night of the competition, we did really well. And my mother was there, and she was there for 2 of the nights. And the first night she was like, yeah, everyone got it, I think. Like, people were responding. It's interesting to hear how an audience responds to the material, whether or not they laugh at certain things. Because I would say that the humor in our show was really Jewish. I mean, really, really Jewish. You had to be in on the joke to be able to laugh at it. And we didn't really care that most of the people in the audience could be like Texans with no connection to Jews. So the first night, it seemed like people really got it. The second night, my mom was like, everyone in the audience, like, no one was Jewish, and no one no one got it. And I felt that way as I was like performing, and I was like, the performance is better tonight. I feel like I'm really in character. I feel like those moments that we're having, the funny moments are really funny, and the sad moments are really sad, and whatever. Why aren't they responding? And it's because the audience was different, and they weren't necessarily queer, they weren't necessarily Jewish.